Nerkie, rise up. It could get elevated. Nerkie, rise up. It could get elevated.
Sign says, "Come here,
Nerkie used
fools."
to be just a made-up
Koda
word.
rules
MCs shied away from
at the Nerkie Shack. Yeah, it's the Nerkie Shack. Nerk Shack.
Little place where we geek out together.
Dude. Nerd Shack, baby.
I fucking love you
Welcome to
guys.
Every Man's Guide to Nerddom, where we are two 30 to 40 something year olds who talk about pretty much whatever we want. I'm Chris.
And I'm Kyle, and you guys might know us from online on the Twitches as Guyver. I did it right. Yes. Guyver UNT01.
I'm waving for
And-
those of you listening.
If you guys don't watch the YouTube, you're missing so much content. But yeah, you got Chris, who's also, like I said, Guyver UNT01 on Twitch, and I am KSIG, K_SIG on Twitch. And with us again, that guy.
Yeah, I'm that guy.
Who are you?
Oh, I'm Koda. Also known as Cricksta, especially on Twitch.
Ooh.
So-
Well, welcome back, Koda.
Fabulous streamer.
Oh yeah.
Koda is fresh off of his second shot, so he has not been feeling well.
I just had one shot before we got started.
So
Not that
it's
kind
a
of
different
shot.
Wait till I get to my second one.
Woo!
Woo!
Yeah. So first Bad Batch was amazing. I
Mhm.
really enjoyed it. Kyle came down and we watched the second one together,
We did.
and
sat
it
on the
was a lot
couch.
of fun. Yeah, we sat on the couch.
Sat on the couch together. I attempted to socially distance. Guyver wouldn't let me. Just there.
I like
He's
to
like-
hold hands during Star Wars.
He's like, hey. And there's a little, and passed the couch next to him. Weird.
It's not weird if you look each other in the eyes.
It was weird because you looked me in the eye.
It's
Just be
okay.
glad I wasn't there, K-Sig.
You'd have been sitting in the middle, Coda.
My hands
Aw.
would have been very preoccupied.
Koda Schmello.
Because he would have been like this the whole time.
Yeah.
Yeah,
No.
that definitely that.
With his butt cheeks.
Oh. Oh. I got that glow thing going on that you were talking about because of the drinking now. It must just be the beer.
No,
Got it.
it's not just that. You must have had some Asian in you. You have a
Well,
drink?
we're back from the weekend, so.
Hey!
Hey-o, okay.
Hey-o! So we are gonna go with Bad Batch episode 2. We just released a regular episode. I know we said we'd probably be doing Nerkies as regulars, but we're gonna try and squeeze some stuff in between. So, and I figured if Kyle comes down, we might as well record. It was a lot of fun.
It was.
Yeah,
we
go
had
ahead and listen to it.
we had no idea what we were going to talk about. We were just like, fuck it. Send it.
And that's what it was.
Mhm.
But it was fun. I think we went over some important topics,
Yeah.
such
You
as
guys haven't caught that one, go back. It's
Mass
out now.
Effect.
We talked about the new Resident Evil a little bit.
Mass Effect.
Mass Effect. What else did we talk about? I don't remember. We just
We
rambled
talked
for
about
like
a
an
lot of shit,
hour.
Yeah, it was fun.
It was a really
was
good
awesome.
time.
Koda was asleep while we were doing this.
Yeah, it's sleepy time.
Sleepy Time Koda. That's the newest doll. If anyone wants to pre-order on Wish,
Mhm.
Sleepy Time Koda. It doesn't do anything. You just yank his arm and he goes to sleep.
Yeah, his arm.
And then if you try and wake him up, he just screams at you and says, "Fuck off!"
You can never wake this doll.
Mm.
Actually, I would buy that.
You would buy a Coda doll?
I would buy a Koda doll, especially if it did that.
What,
Sleepy
if
Time
it's-
Koda, and it goes fuck off, and I'd strategically place it in places.
You put a crayon in his hand and it's going to say something like doodling, maybe.
Doodling Time Koda.
Doodle time Coda, sleepy time Coda.
Got a whole
Can make
line.
this a whole- Oh, I think I know some new sponsors.
Who's-
Maybe
Ooh.
judge time Coda. It's just like
Judge time, like where you just constantly
Choices.
questions your decisions.
Choices,
Yeah.
Coda. Choices,
Do
Coda.
you
Choices.
really want to do that? Have you thought of the consequences? Yeah, I have, and I'm still going to do it. Watch me do it again.
Oh, they just shipped both the mics.
hey,
So, I'm putting a lot of damn money into this podcast.
Mhm. Well, I
It's
mean, we
'cause
can
I
get
believe
Koda
in
on
us.
live whenever we have EGTN con.
Yeah.
Sometime.
That's where you can unveil the new dolls.
Yeah,
The
it'll be
new
at the
this year's lines.
Holiday Inn on US 169.
yeah, meet and greets are like $60, and if you want my signature and me to say I'm gonna doodle, it'll be like 120.
It would just be all of us
Saying that?
sitting in a conference room at different tables looking at each other.
He's saying that Koda will be like, I'll doodle you if you come over here and get my autograph.
No,
Someone? You.
you know what I would do though? I would like let people come in and then have somebody lock the door, and then they
Right.
couldn't leave.
And then it turns into KodaCon where you can never leave.
Koda con.
It goes,
Nobody leaves. We're talking about
Until
Bad
you're
Batch?
dead.
until you're dead.
Until you're dead.
And
You know,
that was the
if you
end of
guys
the
don't like this
show.
content, fuck you, because we're having a blast.
Yeah, we are. Fuck you, you're cool, fuck you. Okay, Bad Batch, episode 2, cut and run, hit and play. Says Star Wars. Very exciting.
Didn't
You
see
have
that
to
coming.
I love that little intro
I
that
do
plays
too.
on the Mandalorian and this.
So the Mandalorian music's just epic. The theme. Okay, so episode 2, they're running in. Not running. They're on the ship. They just escaped from Camino, and they're basically creeping on Echo, or not Echo. Well, I guess technically he's with Echo. They're creeping on Omega, watching her sleep. Quick recap of last episode. Basically, if you remember, they got betrayed. Order 66 hit. They got betrayed, and now they've been branded traitors by the Empire. And what's his name's trying to kill him? Why can't I think of his name?
Crosshair.
Crosshair. Crosshair's trying to kill him.
Well, and Tarkin and the
Oh.
rest of the Empire.
Well, we knew all that. I was talking from their group.
Oh, that's fair.
So, yeah, Crosshair. I mean, we kind of saw that coming. It led up to it. So, what are you gonna do?
Well, and it's kind of like tragic and sad because it's like not his fault,
No, it's not.
which is awful.
Yeah, that's kind of the. So we talk about like Star Wars is full of redemption and tragedy, right? And I really feel like this is going to go to tragedy.
I agree.
I mean, what good has ever happened during the time of the rise of the Empire? Like,
Luke and Leia were born.
that was before, technically. Like right off the get-go.
The Rise of the Empire. The crew of the Ghost was around.
Yeah, but like,
if we didn't have the rise of the Empire, we wouldn't have any of these movies.
oh yeah, but like,
yeah,
I
he's got a
mean,
good point.
in the
Yeah.
universe,
Cut it
what
out.
good has happened other than like the little rebels doing their own
good
thing?
for them. I don't care.
So the little rebels now. Listen to this dick.
Those wee little rebels.
Those wee little rebels. No, that's fine. That's fine, Coda. We see where you side with there, Emperor Coda.
Yes.
I was waiting for that. Okay, what planet were they going to?
Saleucamai.
Saleucamai. That's right. Where?
Where? What was the name of it?
Saleucamai.
Okay.
Oh, not to be confused with our friend. Okay, I got you.
So do you remember?
Look, you might.
So do you remember, Kyle? Do you remember from us talking last episode who was hiding out on that planet?
It was a. I don't remember his name, and I don't remember it now, but I do know it was a clone that deserted
Mhm.
and found him a lady, and you thought he had kids. Koda told you he adopted them, so I remember you being wrong.
Yep.
And
Well, that's nothing new. Nothing new.
this is going to be an episode of us just laughing a lot because I think we're really tired.
And not feeling good.
Not
Weekend
feeling good?
blues.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, that's what I remember.
Yeah, you're not wrong on any of that.
I'm right. I'm
Okay.
gonna record
so
that as a sound clip. Save it for later. You're not wrong.
You're not wrong. Okay, so the way Tech looks right now, you know who he reminds me of? I finally pieced it together. His haircut, the very narrow cheek, and the glasses. He reminds me of Chip from Thunderbirds Or Go, that old marionette show from the 70s.
I think my mom showed me that once.
You're old, Chris.
You know what? It's fucking relevant. Look it up real quick. I think
What?
it was Chip from Thunderbirds Or Go. They redid it. I mean, they redid a current.
Wait, are you talking
CGI.
about the one with like they weren't puppets, but they were like marionettes? Yeah.
Oh, the almost Chucky doll looking motherfuckers.
No, they
Kind of. They look like Team America.
But
Like
the
Team America
story-
looked like Thunderbirds, right?
But the
Okay.
stories were actually really good. They redid it like a couple years ago on Netflix too. Like one of them, I think it was Chip. But yeah, he looks like just like the character.
Well, we all know who Hunter looks like.
Rambo. Okay,
Mhm.
look, here's a link.
Put it in. Oh,
I
okay.
can,
I forgot we
I
had a
can see
chat.
that.
You talking about Hunter here? Who we got? Well, wouldn't technically wouldn't they all kind of look like that though because of clones?
But they don't because these clones are mutates. They're like the X-Men of the clones. Kyle. I mean, you're right.
What is this from? Oh, okay. We're back to Thunderbirds. Is this This is Thunderbirds remake that you're sending me. Nobody else can see this. You guys have to take a word for it.
Just accept I'm right.
You know what? I'm not going to.
Okay, they get down there. Is that the same creature that was in
Attack of the Clones.
yeah.
No, let
Yeah.
me go back.
Oh, that's what I thought. That's
A
what I thought.
Nexu.
The one that was climbing the pole and Padme hit him with the chain.
That's actually, I think it's a baby one because it's not
Not as big.
as big according to like scale.
Right. It's still gigantic.
I also didn't know they were on Seleucami.
I didn't know either. I mean, is that their native planet?
I don't think so.
For the next
Unless they are.
Or do you think that they just like released him there?
It could have been like a, what do you call it? You know where, no, you know where they like take one species to a different place?
Making
that sort of thing.
Yeah, a relocation or like an invasive species,
Invasive species type of thing.
like carp.
They're the carp of the
Carp.
galaxy.
Yeah. They get there to the planet. They get out, and our soldiers, Bad Batch, they just walk out like whatever, another mission. But Omega is just in wonder, and they're looking at her.
She's never
And,
seen.
Right.
Anything. Like
She's been like I'm guessing she was, excuse me, grown on Camino and just never left there. And there's no soil there where they're at. It's all is Camino
Water.
an entire water planet.
Mm-hmm.
So she's never seen soil.
entirely water, for sure.
Yep.
Okay.
Entirely water.
I trust you.
I think there was like an old legend story that like the reason like it's all water is like the species originally developed in the water underground
Yeah.
And as they evolved, they started building their big buildings above the ground.
Oh, so that's why we only see the cloning facility. Everything else is
hmm
below.
That's what I'm assuming, but that's legend. So like,
Take it
Trying to think
as it
back
is right now.
to what it
Mhm.
looks like. None of the facilities below water though, right? Like it's all suspended above like an offshore oil
Yeah.
rig. That's like a I guess it wouldn't be offshore. It can't be offshore if it's all
there's no
water because
shore.
there's no shore. Yeah. So
But
it's just in the water rig.
so they're like the Mon Calamaris, basically.
Mhm.
Well, no, Mon Calamaris had land though.
Not a lot. Mon Calamari was like mostly underwater.
Right, but they had apparently more land than Camino.
Oh yeah, they had a lot more land than Camino. But I know the Quarren that also lived on Mon Cala, they did not go above land. They didn't have any rights to the land on Mon Cala.
Because the Mon Cala had giant tracts of land.
But yeah, no, it's really interesting for her because like they
It's
did. I
sad.
think it. Yeah,
It's sad.
it's but it's also like really adorable to see. You know,
So, what I love already about this show is it's got the feel of Clone Wars, the original, but it doesn't at the same time. To me, it's really hard to explain. But like this episode hit me in the feels. Like
same.
Clone Wars did also, but this one is more of a how it affects the children centric thing, and I don't know, it's just different, but I really liked it.
See what I like. So what I've noticed, right? It can feel like a sequel to Clone Wars, right? But
Right.
this honestly feels more like a sequel to Revenge of the Sith
Yeah,
because of
I would
we're
go with that.
seeing that transition, right?
We're seeing the transition of between the Senate or the
Mhm.
Republic and the Empire, clone troopers to stormtroopers. Another reason I'm really excited about the next season of Mandalorian and the Ahsoka story because we're going to get to see how the First Order came to power and everything else. So, um,
Especially their climactic cinematic event between all of the shows will
yep,
be really cool.
it'll be awesome. And
Okay,
I'm
so that was
hoping
a
we get
thing from the other. Excuse me. There was always a big like. Are you talking about between the shows? Like, are you referencing something from the Clone Wars show and Rebels? Like, there was something climatic or
No, so
okay.
they when they announced like the other Disney series like Rangers of the New Republic, the
Mhm.
Ahsoka series,
Yeah.
and like Mandalorian season 3 and stuff like that, they said that it would all culminate like into a cinematic climatic event
Kind of
Oh,
like you know how the
like
Arrowverse
Avengers.
does something every year.
Yeah,
I mean, similar. That's the easiest way to put it.
so
that's fair.
that would almost mean that we would have to see some live action version of this, then, right? I mean, we see some, and we've seen
Maybe
some.
in a way. Well, I'm hoping we see Rex.
That's
I
what I'm
was
saying. Like,
explaining Rex to Kyle this weekend,
Oh,
and
mhm.
I'm hoping that we see Rex because Rex has been confirmed. He was in Return of the Jedi.
Yep,
He was the Pathfinder.
that was
So
one of the retcons that I loved.
I did too, because it
It
wasn't Rex
worked,
before. Yeah, it was not Rex before, but I loved it.
but
So
that also intrigues me, like because we're getting a lot about Camino and stuff in this series already.
which we didn't
Like
get a lot of before.
no, and it makes me wonder like if Rex shows up after Return of the Jedi and how old he is, they'll probably have to go to Camino, if that makes sense, to see
Mhm.
what they can do to treat him. And so it'd be interesting to see Kaminoans after the fall of the Empire.
Okay, here's what I couldn't remember, Cody. We were going to ask you about this. Where the clones were aged up rapidly.
Yes.
Did they have rapid age after the facility, or was it only at the facility? I thought it was
No.
just the facility.
No, it's all the time. So they double all the time.
That's why they died. But how did Rex survive so long?
Well, if you think about it, Rex during the start of the Clone Wars
Mhm.
was only technically 10 years old. So at the time of Rebels, he would have been around what, like third, almost 30 or something
Rebels,
like
and
that.
then we had 4 years for between 4 and 6.
Mm-hmm.
So
So
technically, in Rex time, that would be 8 years.
Wait, are we talking like clone years now?
Clone years, yeah.
It's like dog. Okay.
but because of how old he is, it's doubled. So like if he was around, let's just say if he was around 40 at Return of the Jedi, he'd have been 80 years old because of growth
would-
acceleration.
He would have been around, give or take, 38. Around.
Yeah. So
the
he
end
was
of Return
almost
of the
80.
Jedi.
But they're aging. Do they age the same? Though? I know they age fat. Okay. Yeah,
What
they
about
age
age fat?
faster.
Yes, it
but
happens.
how does that affect lifespan? Right.
Their lifespan is halved
Okay.
than that of a normal person. Because take Boba Fett for example. He was only 8 years old at the time of Attack of the Clones.
But he wasn't genetically
He
altered.
he wasn't genetically altered. He was just an exact copy of Django.
Okay.
All the other clones were around 16 to 20. But there were also older clones from like the first batches of clones. So yeah.
Okay, that makes sense. I'm trying to do the math in my head, but
So Rex,
I can wrap my head around it.
yeah, so if Rex was around the time of the Mandalorian, he'd be really like a really freaking old man.
Which I'm hoping he's around because I love Rex.
Same.
So, okay. She stepped out of the ship.
All right, so we are now 2 minutes into the episode.
And 22 minutes into recording. She's literally, sometimes you forget she's a kid, but she is a kid. You know, she's just taking in all the wonders. If, like the first time you saw dirt or trees or giant dandelions,
Yeah, I don't remember the first time I saw dirt or trees.
you were
Remember
eating
the
it
first time I ate dirt?
last week.
Eat dirt, nerd.
Eat it. I don't want to. I'm full.
I've had so much dirt today.
What time is it, Chris? Dirt sandwich time.
So these fields are kind of cool. I thought, okay, so we were talking about like the transition and we were talking about the cinematics and the art style and all that. I don't know if it's just like me mentally thinking of how the original series looked and how this series kicked off, but I just need to go back and rewatch the first half of the first episode because it seems like it's gotten better as the episode or as the season's progressing through, episode 1, episode 2. It seems like it's either more detailed or I'm noticing more detailed.
Well, and you have
More
to
details.
realize that like animators, they're constantly learning new things and
Yeah.
constantly like improving and changing the different ways they do things.
Okay.
So this looks beautiful,
It does.
honestly. Like they said that it cost them a lot of money to do just one episode.
Well, it's
They're gonna
really
make their money back.
the detail is there. Like,
They look like big wasp nets, like the paper wasp hives. That's what they look like. These little orange things.
Mhm.
But it's beautiful. Just,
It-
I mean, every detail.
it made me think of something that you would see like if you were playing through Morrowind in like some of the
Yeah.
worlds you would visit
I can see that.
But
Mhm.
with a bigger budget.
with a bigger budget and more modern technology.
So they're walking through this field. Omega's loving this, and Echo asks, "So this friends of yours, what's he doing all the way out here?" And Tech just answers him in a very Sheldon-like way, hiding. That's what deserters do. um, they're just explaining that they're not good at staying off the radar, but this guy's great. And Echo questions, why, this guy's a deserter. Do you trust him? And Tech just tells him, we're all deserters.
Hmm.
So it really makes you think at this point. Like, because I honestly, when I started watching this, I didn't think about that. Yeah, they are deserters at this point.
You know what? What this conversation also made me think about.
But
Um, we can keep going, but like the fact that like quote deserters are possibly defective. So would that make Rex for not reporting him defective?
oh, yeah,
And that's why he was slightly able to resist Order 66.
yeah, I would say
kind
that. I would say yes. I never thought of that.
yeah, it clicked to me.
Um, Rex is defective. Aren't we all defective a little bit though?
I think of that every night.
If we learned anything from this, just that we're all a little defective.
We're all the bad batch. So,
Right.
Wrecker being Wrecker, they're like, hey, hold on, there's a booby trap. And Wrecker's like, yeah, whatever, I got this. Steps over and then hits the laser. The first one was physical, second was a laser. Some clankers pop up, and Wrecker just goes nuts, starts shooting them.
I love that they're like scarecrows.
I do too. They don't actually do anything. And Wrecker's just like, was that me? And then Sue goes, what do we have here? More clones that have lost their way. Like, I love her character. I really do. She's like this calm, wise, nurturing guru, almost, who just calls it how it is. I really like her.
She's the equivalent of a Yoda as a Twi'lek, but as a mom. Not like equivalent, but like, do you get what I'm saying? Like the nurturing, like
Yeah,
Yoda cares for everybody in his own little way.
yeah. I know what you're saying. It's not equivalent. What are we saying? We're trying to say, we know what we're trying to say. Why can't you guys figure it out? You're listening to us. I don't remember. I know what you're saying, though, Koda.
I
I'm with
can't.
you. I can't think of the
You
damn word.
understand, right?
Wait, I get it.
Kyle,
I get you,
help.
brother.
You're on your own.
Well, fuck me.
So they get him back in the house. There's, of course, there's Wrecker just eating. And then they're like, this is a new face. And so Hunter introduces Echo and Omega to Cut and Sue. Cut is the clone deserter. And Cut asks, where's Crosshair? And instead of him saying anything, the Bad Batch saying anything, they just say, it's complicated.
I mean, it is.
It's super complicated, but why do you think Hunter didn't tell him the truth? Because they're brothers.
I wonder if like he was
kids.
I don't know. I'm wondering if he didn't tell him because he's worried that it might trigger something in Cut. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Because Cut was the first of the original defects. Well, he wouldn't be. Well, yeah, he would, because that was episode 2 or 10 of season 2 when Cut was there.
Mm-hmm.
And then what was the episode? Good soldier follows orders. Was that season 3?
Where they like discover the chips?
Yeah.
That's season 6, the Lost Missions.
No, not that one. Not that one. There was a different one where they had another clone that went nuts.
Oh, that went defective?
Yeah.
Oh, that was technically supposed to be one of the first episodes of the series.
I can't remember. Just think of it and tell me if you think of which one it is.
His name is like Flick, I want to say.
That
Slick,
sounds familiar. Slick. That's right. That's right.
because he betrayed them and sold them out to Ventress and then blew up their base,
Oh, Ventress is such a great character.
which led into the Clone Wars movie.
Yep. Which that's Kyle. That's where you got to start as the Clone Wars movie.
Okay.
The animation's so gorgeous on this, though.
Again, that's
and
what we're
then,
talking about. Like it's still the style, but it's just more detailed and
Mhm.
just like just
then-
little things in the background. Every time we pause, and I'll tell you guys out there listening right now. If you watch through it once, go back and watch through it again. Just randomly pause it, just for no reason, and look at the background, and look at the foreground, and
Like,
you know, Coda's
the
big on
giant-
lighting. Look at how they light different characters and things.
Look at the
It's-
giant sperm in the back of
Look
behind
at
Cuts.
look at all the sperm in the
See
fields.
what I'm saying?
look,
Yeah.
there's space ketchup and space sriracha,
Space sriracha.
and your green matcha space tea at the top.
See,
we-
it,
We could have went on a
Yes.
really long run of space sperm jokes. Like, we got a whole ranch out there.
yeah.
Little space sperm harvest is going to be good this year.
Yeah, but do you see what I mean? Look at it.
Yeah.
I'm
How-
pointing
how
at
many
it like
head of
you guys
sperm
can
you got
see it,
out
but you
there?
can. About 100 million.
Look at this huge
Don't worry, they-
harvest. That's nuts. Okay.
Well, it's
I'm starting to question
you
whether
bring
or
them
not they
in-
adopted the kids.
are you? Oh, because the space sperm. I don't know. I've heard though once that they're released, they're cut. They only last a couple minutes, so it's probably hard to transport them. Sperm dies really quickly. God
Ah,
damn
okay.
it. Well, that one fell flat, like my sperm count. There it is.
That's gonna be a yikes.
I was waiting for
Um,
that.
I'm on point tonight.
Yep. Okay, so Cuts tells him Rex told us about the clone troopers turning against the Jedi. And they're like, you know, talk to Rex. When was Rex here? And Rex apparently was just there the day before. He was talking about the behavioral implants, and then Omega comes up, goes the inhibitor chip, just like it's nothing. And I think this is the first time so far in the Bad Batch we've heard the term inhibitor chip, isn't it?
I think they talked about it last episode.
Did they?
I think did they
I
call
know
it
they
that?
hit on it, but I don't know if they called it the inhibitor chip.
They called it behavioral implant, I think.
But not the inhibitor chip.
Yeah, I think isn't that what Tech called it? Is it behavioral implant or
I
something?
think so.
He's
That they were
I
programmed
thought
or
he
something?
said chip because then they were talking about, well, he's like, how do you think they, executed the order or whatever? I don't remember the exact conversation, but he was talking to either Echo. Who's he talking to? He was talking to one of them, and he's like, how do you think they, controlled this and caused everybody to switch like that?
And then Echo's explaining that why can't I ever say the name? Kaminoans implanted them in the clones to modify their behavior. So we all know that this is how they kept the clones in line, and with the secret Order 66 in there.
Okay.
And then here's where Kyle was talking about the chip, and Tep goes, how do you think it worked? And then the kids come running in, they go, there's a ship outside, and then Wrecker pops out and goes, it's me, remember me? And they're like, Uncle Wrecker, which means the Bad Batch has spent time here, like enough time where he's Uncle Wrecker. So I'm guessing that this might be like some sort of safe house for them in between missions.
So you remember them spending any time there in the original series?
Because
Okay.
the Bad Batch was only introduced during the last season.
Okay.
Which really cool thing. I had actually, so when the Clone Wars got canceled, they released the episodes that they had finished, right?
Right.
They actually released a couple of different story arcs in their cinematic reel form,
Mhm.
and the Bad Batch arc was one of those. So we had already gotten the story in like really, it's just like really rough animation. Like, so the characters when they're walking, they literally just like, instead of doing this, they do this.
Really?
Yeah. And there's actually a couple of other arcs, like the Crystal Crisis arc. You'll have to watch it. But I had watched it, so I had known the story of the Bad Batch from way back then because the story had already been written.
Right.
And the Bad Batch is one of the last things that like came from George Lucas, so that's like a really cool thing.
Okay, that's cool. I'm gonna have to look at that.
Yeah.
So was Rebels post acquisition?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so then this was one of the last. Okay,
What you
well,
mean?
not this,
No,
but the
you mean like written or came out? Because it came out under Disney Rebels.
that's what I'm saying.
Rebels?
Post acquisition, Disney or Rebels was after Disney acquired,
Yep.
Yes.
but Clone
Yep.
Wars was pre Disney acquisition. Okay,
And then they finished it post acquisition because fandom was going crazy with any Star Wars post you would see in the comments somewhere, you'd see hashtag save the Clone Wars.
Yep.
okay. Really have to get
So,
on that.
So
but
I feel terrible.
the kids ask Omega, "Who are you?" And she's like, "Omega." And they're just excited because they don't have any other kids to play with. They're kind of like a pandemic
I was getting ready to say,
place,
it's like
is what it is.
you've had a kid that's been cooped up forever, and then somebody just shows up and they get super excited.
That's my two.
Uh,
When you came over,
Well, one, the other one didn't care,
she,
but the little one was so happy.
yeah.
I forgot my drawing too. I gotta.
Oh, you did.
Oh.
Yeah,
She made
drew
him
me
a drawing,
She drew me a
and
picture.
she was very hurt. He left it.
She was the cutest little thing. She talked to me the whole time.
She really did. And I'm like, okay, go away. Daddy's trying to bond.
Mhm.
Daddy
I
hasn't.
thought we were
had-
going to sing karaoke
Right.
at one point. She had the microphone out. Like, here we go.
Yep.
Oh,
Yep. It was.
that's
it's-
adorable.
You know
it's
any
her bell
Kansas? No.
microphone.
Okay.
No. It's her bell microphone. They ask her to go play.
Mhm.
And they're throwing the ball at her, and she gets out of the way because she has no clue what to do. I'd never thought about that because to us, someone throws like a ball at you, you're going to try and catch it, or very poorly try and catch it.
Mhm.
Yeah.
But she got out of the way because she thought something
And I
was
would
going to hurt
catch
her.
it.
And
I don't know about
Well,
you,
and-
Chris, but
I'd miss it. Here's what I love about it: her fists are balled up, like she's scared, like just like a little kid.
oh, I didn't catch that
Yeah, if you didn't catch that, I love
like-
that part.
on the defense.
Mm-hmm. I love that.
I also
what-
love the little moment where she like looked at Hunter like, "Can I go?"
Yeah.
Like,
Yes, that was important to mention too. So it was at that point there that I thought that she looked at Hunter more of as like a father figure than an older brother.
mm-hmm.
So, I mean, is that how you guys felt?
That's how I felt.
So they said you're supposed to catch it. Omega's like, oh dear.
I also love that the original voice actors for these characters from season 2
Mhm.
are back.
For it. I'm just glad they're still alive.
Same.
Yeah, and I didn't think about that. Thank you for bringing that up, Koda. But yeah, I don't know, they're doing everything Star Wars. They're doing right now.
Mhm.
By me, Mandalorian, Bad Batch, Clone Wars. They're doing everything right, at least from my perspective.
There was also a rumor that how like the first episode was almost like a mini movie,
Right.
that they're going to do a bunch of animated films kind of similar to how DC Universe does.
Mhm.
And I would honestly be in heaven with that, especially because there's still almost a season and a half of like Clone Wars,
Mhm.
that these arcs could be turned into mini movies of things we didn't get to see from the Clone Wars.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you don't
I
have
would
to
love that.
do them chronologically. You can go. I mean, there's lots of throwback stuff that
Exactly.
happens.
Like they could do the Dark Disciple arc. They could do Son of Dathomir arc, which would be in this style of animation. Son of Dathomir with Grievous, Sidious, all of them. Do you know how insane that would be?
God, that would be awesome. I would tell you, there's just so much that they could do. Like, I'd like to see the Black Sun arcs. When Black Sun, like, they've always been there. They said that they've always been around. They
Mhm.
didn't start coming to power till the later years, or like out of the shadows. So I'd love to see that kind of stuff. Because they could bring so much into this. They really could.
Sorry, Zach is like threatening to like walk over here.
Oh,
Hey,
okay.
Zach.
Hi, Zach.
He said hi.
Zach and Koda. That's Ben Folds' song, except it's Zach and Sarah.
Koda has to be Sarah. Okay.
Oh, I see how it is.
It's a good song. Go listen to it, Koda. It's a good song.
Okay.
So now we're 6 minutes into the episode. We're making progress.
Yes.
We're making progress.
Hunter said, she's a defective clone like we are. And then Cuts is like, not exactly. And he says they don't create without a purpose. You all have one, so what's her purpose? And that's where we're last episode trying to figure out what her purpose was.
You had a theory. I don't remember if we talked about it last episode or if you came up with a theory while we were watching it in person. But I like your theory.
The photographic memory.
No, that they were trying to create a force sensitive clone, and that's why you see all these different characteristics in the rest of the Bad Batch. They all got a little bit of it. They didn't get the
Oh,
whole
there you go.
package.
Like
And-
Hunter can
yeah.
go out and he can sense stuff.
He can sense things, and then maybe they finally got it right with Omega, and she's bundling it all together.
I think Koda mentioned that too.
Or one of
I
you guys
mentioned
did.
it
I
briefly.
don't remember who mentioned it. One of you two.
Well, he mentioned it, and I know I've mentioned it too. I think I mentioned it when you were over.
Oh, okay.
So I don't know. Honestly, I don't know where they're going with her character. I really don't.
I like that too.
There's so much they can do with it. And then Hunter just kind of dismisses, she's just a kid. And Cuts is like, battling droids was easy compared to raising a child. I have never battled a droid. I would like to.
You would?
Yes.
Like for real, or are you talking about like
Well,
a
if I
nerfed
had
down droid?
a nerfed down droid, like, I was wearing a lot of padding, but it'd still be fun.
I think
could
it
wear
would
a
be.
Clone Trooper's helmet.
I would just want to like do the one move that the one clone does, where like he backhand the B1 battle droid and the head spins.
Yes.
You just want to do that once in your life?
I just want to do that, and like I will be content if I died the next day.
Zach, come put on this helmet. We love you.
Most of the time.
Most of the time. But then Cuts just tells me you have no idea what you're in for. Like, Cuts knew that Omega's gonna stay with them. That's what I was kind of thinking. Like, because he's a dad, he knows how kids act and what they need. Which is gonna become evident here in the next couple minutes of this episode. But I just think it was kind of cool. He's imparting that dad wisdom to someone who isn't a dad.
Mhm. Almost like the passing of the torch.
Yeah.
It's like, hey, buddy, listen. You got way too many briquettes on that grill, and your kid. I don't want to be the one to tell you, but you really need to be paying attention.
Your kid had the lighter fluid and was just squirting it in there for about 5 minutes.
Yep. Go light it up, Hunter.
You know what I just realized? Does that mean Omega didn't have growth acceleration, or did she? Because how old do you think she is?
I think she's about the same age as Boba. That's why I took her for Boba.
Like 10
Well,
ish.
I think she's about 10.
I think she's a little younger than Boba.
Boba, because we've already been through most of this couple years, so Boba's at least he's got to be in his teens by now.
Right.
So I'm gonna say she's about 10, maybe 10 or 11, maybe a little bit younger.
So what's cool to think about is that means she was born before the Clone Wars, even with growth acceleration.
Yeah.
Even
Yeah.
if she was 8, with or without growth acceleration, she would have been born before the Clone Wars.
Would this been? Hmm. So she would have been an early product.
Kind of like semi-early ish.
Well, that throws away the theory that she's the trial and error. You know what I mean? Or like the Bad Batch is the trial and error, and then they've taking all the traits from them and putting them in Omega.
Not necessarily, because the Bad Batch still they had growth acceleration, and they're about the same age as all the other clones.
They would have been around early.
So
Earlier
she
than Omega.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, as long as they were around earlier than Omega. But would they have been seeing results from them before that?
I mean, they could have been doing their own testing in
Yeah,
the training courses.
They may have known before they even released them.
Well,
And that's why they released them.
Yeah, and they also even said, like, you heard Wrecker, oh, we've done this 1,000 times in the training things.
Yeah. So they could have been not the actual result that they wanted, and that's why they're already out and doing their merc stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We have lots of theories, boys and girls.
Yeah. And I have nothing to base mine on. So mine are the best.
Which is even better. Cuts is telling, like I said, just imparting dad knowledge, just saying I have to do what's best for the kids. It's not about what I want. It's about what's best for them.
So Hunter's learning to be a dad, and Omega's learning to be a kid.
Which is really cool.
We're all learning together.
Next thing you know, they're walking into town. And I like the Cuts is wearing a very Cade Bane looking hat to me. Well,
A very what hat?
At the top.
I didn't hear you there.
Until you look at the top. Cade Bane, he's like probably my favorite bounty hunter.
Oh, okay.
From the Clone Wars series. He's got like this hick accent that's garbled.
Oh, the one you told me that I would like.
Yes, the one that I said you would love, that I'm waiting for my action figure to come in for.
Because you're stereotyping me. I get it.
Yes. Yes, exactly.
May not be wrong, but still, it hurt.
Basically. So what they're talking about, it's Hunter and Cuts, walking into town. And Cuts tells them we have to take the next shuttle out of here because this planet's not safe anymore. The Empire, we find out that the Empire has been imprisoning any ship, impounding any ship that lands on the planet, and they're cataloging it and putting a tracking chip in it. So very Empire-ish, very, very Empire-ish. Hunter's asking, where's your family going to go next? And then they're just talking. And he just says, we're going to find a remote piece of land. And he kind of pushes them aside. So they're looking at a piece of fruit like you do when you're undercover, trying to avoid detection.
Yeah. That's what they teach you in your first class.
It is.
Yeah. When you're going deep undercover, like if there's fruit, look at it.
Oh, yes. I love this fruit. What kind of fruit is it? Yes.
Yes, fruit. Yes. Yes. We're just two guys looking at fruit. Nothing to see here.
Nothing. Move along. He goes up. What species is this, Koda?
Oh, they're from the one planet, but like They're really
This
cute.
is it was that planet where they saved the population, wasn't it?
Yeah.
They were under attack. They're like little lizard people.
Species has been identified as cute, sir.
Cute. Well, they're like little lizard cuties
But like they're also their voices are kind of annoying.
because they're so
In a
high.
way. Mm-hmm. What are they called?
I don't know. I was hoping you knew.
She looks like who Ray ended up getting her lightsaber. What was her name? They had the she had the
Maz
glass-
Kanata.
yes.
I love Maz.
And so she kind of is that the same species?
No. Well,
Koda?
No.
Okay.
no. it'd
Not
be
by a
different 'cause-
long shot.
No,
Well, I
'cause
just saw little and blue.
Maz has a little. She has got like a little rounded head. This species has like a very.
Oh, okay. It's elongated out
head,
the back. Okay.
Alina is what they're
Lena's their
called.
species.
Alina.
Alina. Okay, Alina.
All right.
Well, now we know.
I don't even question.
The lady said, "What was the question?" Doctor Who. The credits won't do you any good without a chain code. This is where we find out about the chain codes. Coda, what's a chain code?
Well, I'm glad you asked this because when it was mentioned in The Mandalorian, everyone was kind of like, what the fuck is a chain code? And what a chain code is basically a way to register and track people like an ID, but
You know
like
those
more.
chips that everyone was freaking out about that they're saying that they're putting in the COVID vaccines to
Oh, we got
track
chain
you?
coded.
That's what this is.
Mhm.
Except
Son
they're
of a
really doing
bitch,
it.
they got us.
Except they really did it.
You did it. You son of a
did
bitch.
it. Congratulations! You did it.
All right.
We did it. We did it.
Comisimos, we did it.
We
Do, do,
did
do,
it.
do,
Yeah,
do,
Coda
do.
got
And it's all going to go to shit, and we're just going to have to wait for our yogurt overlords to come and save us. So
Yogurt overlords. Okay, you liked that episode?
I did like that episode.
Did you get all the way through it?
No. Well, that episode, yeah, but I didn't finish the
Okay.
series.
I've had Kyle watching Love and Robots because season 2 comes out on Thursday.
Love, Death, and Robots.
Love, Death, and Robots. Yes, thank you.
You're welcome.
Did
I'm here when
get
you get
through-
things wrong.
Yeah, which is all the time. Did you get through the one with the creature?
There were
Fighting
several
creatures?
creatures in several
Fighting
episodes.
creatures.
The fighting creatures with the two chicks. There was like a pit fight.
Yeah, the pit.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
love that one.
that was a good one.
Love that one.
I was like, oh. I was like, oh.
Yeah, I didn't see that coming. Coda, have you seen any of those?
Mm-mm.
You would like them.
Yeah.
It's like a Black Mirror vibe. Mirror.
Except
Okay.
it's all animated or CG.
Okay.
Except
well,
one
except
was
for
very lightly CG, but the refrigerator episode. But
Yeah, with Topher Grace and Ramona
Mhm.
Flowers, Elizabeth Winstead.
yeah, you should watch
Um,
that. You like them, Coda. And they're like
Okay.
quick watches. They're like 10, 12-minute episodes. Some of them are like 5.
Summer
It's
15.
just an anthology series, so none of it, as far
And-
as I know, ties together. You can just pick
Well,
them up and
and
watch them.
What I love about it is that I could tell you, hey, did you like the first episode? And that's why I didn't say that to Kyle, because it's not the same for any two people.
Yeah, Netflix tried a
They go
random
out, yeah,
sampling
some
of
random.
episodes. There's like I think 4 or 5 different orders that they've released them in, and it's just kind of random. Like your first episode is very likely to be different than my first episode.
Could be my 7th.
That's interesting.
It's awesome. It's a great series.
really
and
cool
season
show.
2 is getting ready to be out. Okay, back to Star Wars.
Well, yeah, we're on this one. Thing.
Anyway.
Yeah, we got. All right, we made it 8 minutes in.
With space bread nipples.
Those are
Space what?
that's Space Madonna cones. Get it right.
Oh, I got you.
Don't go for second best, baby. Okay.
Okay.
Oh, it messed up on my.
Music.
Hold on.
and the people.
Music.
I broke Coda.
I am so overtired that any like little funny thing to me is just like beyond funny.
Oh,
Except when you talk about real sperm counts, and then it's not funny.
I'm going off like 2 hours of sleep and 3 shots of whiskey and a beer, and I'm feeling pretty good now. So it's just gonna be random.
I have no excuse.
Great content coming from this guy.
They're talking about the chain code. Then we hear the admiral talking about what the chain code is and about exchanging your old currency, which doesn't work anymore, by the way, for galactic currency. What is it, Imperial credit?
But they make it sound like they're doing them a favor. Like, hey, look what we're doing for you guys. Here's the new money. Trade in your old bunk money.
Isn't that how it always is, though?
Mhm.
They make it seem like you're doing something good. And
Yeah.
some guys trying to. I'm actually impressed they didn't kill this guy. This guy's trying to get on, saying I booked passage before the chain codes, and they just pushed him down.
Stormtroopers would have either arrested him or shot him.
Yep.
Or shot
So we're
at
not
him.
quite there yet. No, they would have shot him.
Like, it may not have hit.
Oh yeah. No.
Damn it.
Yep. You're right.
Where are we at? Oh, we're back on the farm.
Yeah, back at the farm, they're playing catch, and Omega misses the ball, and they're like, "Here, just it's beyond the boundary. Just leave it. We'll go get it later." And Omega's like, "No, I'm gonna go get it." The kids are running back in. They're like, "Where's Omega?" She's right behind, and there she is running past the boundary. And during this whole thing, I'm just thinking it's just a kid thinking, "I'm gonna be the hero. I want our game to continue playing." And she's like, "I got it," and
Monster.
there is our creature. What are they called again, Koda?
Nexu.
Nexu.
I thought it was Nexus, but like,
It's Nexu.
no, it's Nexu.
Run the Nexu.
Mhm.
Next thing you know, we're back inside. The Bad Batch is all meeting, and it said they're just talking about you have to have the chain code to get on any public transport. The Empire is moving fast. Like they're not.
You would have to. There's a massive like vacuum of power right now.
Mhm.
Yeah.
But they also want to. Oh, I mean, that's right. Coda's absolutely right. They just want to make sure everything is under galactic rule at this point.
That's what an empire does.
Mm-hmm.
Empires do what empires do.
Then we find out that the next shuttle leaves in a couple hours, and he says, Cuts is like, codes or no codes, we got to be on it. We got to get out of here. It's just getting too bad. And when he first said that before they went into town, I'm like, how bad can it be? Then you see the Imperial presence all over, and you go, oh, actually, it's really bad. It's really bad. Then we hear, Mom, it's Omega. She went up past the fence, and they all go running out there. And of course, they grab their guns, and they're like, "Don't move." I don't know. This part was just really cool because, she shot the beast. I don't think that's a killing gun. Is that just like a stun, or is that beast the Nexus hide so tough that they just couldn't get through it with regular blasters?
I
I
was
think
really
it's
looking
just,
at her blaster a lot.
I don't know. Space Rhino like hit it once with its horn and it died in Attack of the Clones. So like,
That's true.
how tough can it really be? So I wonder if it's not. But it sounds like a full-on blaster though.
Yeah.
Just like a regular blaster with a longer.
It almost reminds me of Ara Singh's sniper.
Her rifle?
Yeah.
Sniper rifle? Yeah. Because of the way it looks,
Mm-hmm.
or just like the
Just the length of it, and it's just kind of like pointy.
I could see that. Do you think? Well, because hers was a custom, though, wasn't it?
Yeah.
here's where Hunter is just yelling at Omega, "What were you thinking? What are you doing?" And Omega's just kind of stooped down with the ball. And here's where you really get the sense that Omega's still just a kid.
Yeah.
Because
I felt this scene got to me like hard.
Yeah.
And I don't know, I didn't think it would. Because Hunter's wanting to scold her.
Giving any sass?
And he's just
no, there's no sass here.
no
Kyle's
there-
fine. There's no sass.
there's at least 33% sass in this talk right now.
33%
No.
sass.
It's a dog.
But like
Was
when
that
he
Chewbacca?
No, it's my Wookiee dog.
Was that
you have a Wookiee
Chewbacca?
dog?
Yeah, Charlotte.
Oh
She's a
yeah.
Wookiee dog.
You're always yelling at Charlotte.
Yeah, now you've heard it.
Yeah, you can see like Hunter was wanting to scold her and like
Yep.
and was
He
very
was.
upset. And you could see like and just like you've been there, I've been there. There's a disconnect when you're like,
Yep.
oh, you forget that they're little people.
Yeah, and they don't
Sometimes.
understand.
And when he stepped in and like hugged her and like it's okay, and like that one got to me. Like I want to hug my kids. It that was a tough one.
He just, he picked her up like it was nothing.
Yeah.
Mhm.
You know what else I noticed too? Cuts is way shorter than the rest of the batch.
Yeah.
Way shorter.
I never realized how short Tech is. Do you see that?
Yeah, well, he's next stud. Well, okay, so look. Echo's taller. Cuts was short. Hey, look at Hunter's face. What?
It's almost like he put a lemon in his mouth.
Wrecker's gigantic. We knew that. But apparently Hunter is almost as tall as Wrecker.
Yeah.
And then Tech is tiny, tiny Tech.
It's not Tiny Tim, it's Tiny Tech.
God bless the batch. All of them.
Oh,
Good.
I just realized this. Wrecker's poncho. Think of Cal Kestis from Jedi Fallen Order.
Oh, it looks exactly like it. Just a different
Yeah.
color.
Uh-huh. I thought Zach was laughing at me because of how nerdy I am.
No, I didn't even notice that. Good job, Koda.
That's a subtle little reference, and I also think we're gonna see Braca based on the trailer.
You think so?
I think we're gonna see Braca. I don't know if we'll
Okay,
see
why-
Cal, but
Why don't you explain who Braca is
well,
for those who
the-
don't know?
Braca is a planet. It's
Yeah,
a
explain for people like me that don't know.
yeah. Braca is a planet that
Who or
all-
what Braca is?
oh, yeah, that all of the ships from the Clone Wars are being taken apart and melted down and being used to create the Empire's new ships and Star Destroyers.
Okay,
Like,
so this
they're-
is the lead up to that when we see the impoundments and stuff in
Mm-hmm.
a little bit. Spoilers. I don't care.
But no, yeah, that poncho. Hey,
Hey, why is Zach yelling at you?
I don't know. Zach's a real bitch sometimes.
It's on record, and that's going to be on the internet.
That
No. Zach,
Stop it. He'll be done in a little
Charlotte
bit.
barked, and they said, "Why is Zach yelling at you?" Oh,
Stop her.
go on, Charlotte, go.
Coda's getting his leg demolished right now.
Yep. No, she wouldn't lay down. Okay, we're good.
Oh,
Okay, so they're saying that we got to get cut suing the kids on the shuttle. Hunter is. They just gave Hunter some lemonade that was apparently very sour. And they're trying to figure out at this point how to get the chain codes.
Mm,
We see Omega sitting in the front seat of their ship. Did they ever say if their ship has a name?
I don't think so. It reminds me of like Palpatine's personal ship during the Clone Wars.
Well,
you
because
know?
it's a modified fighter.
They say what it is later. A modified.
Niner, 5, 6, 7, 8.
I don't
Niner. Was
know.
there a niner in there?
I was calling from a walkie-talkie.
Oh,
It's from a 987654321 Niner. Yeah, I don't know. I know they call it later, but I don't know if they've ever named it. So we see Echo sitting there. She's just looking sad because she thinks she did something wrong. And I think she's lonely. She pulls off the little amulet off of her head. And so do you think that that researcher was basically her mom?
I think
do.
so.
At least a mother figure, like very much a mother figure.
I also kind of think that like even that researcher
Mm-hmm.
is hiding her from like the other Kaminoans, like what she actually is.
I think she is too.
Ooh, I could see that.
Because it doesn't seem like it's like people. Not all the researchers are the same. The Kaminoans, not all of them are the same. Some of them probably have, like good souls. Some have bad souls. Hunter's like, where's Echo? And Cut's like, she's on the ship. And Hunter's like, you're right. She's not a soldier. And Hunter tells Cuts, I want you to take Omega with you. You guys can give her something that I can't, that we can't give her. And she's like, is this what you really want? It's like, it's what she needs. He never says what he wants.
No, he's got extremely noble intentions.
Yeah.
Because I don't think he wants her to go, or leave with them.
I don't think he does either.
Yeah, he got attached.
Next thing you know, we see Echo and Tech inside the ship, and they're talking about what the chain codes are.
I love how this exchange works its way out here in a few minutes.
I do too. The writing's just phenomenal on the show. It really is. Keeps you engaged. Echo saying it's ironic. Clones wanted names instead of numbers. Yet now people are signing up to be given numbers. And then Tech just such matter of factly. It's ingenious. And I was even like, what is he talking about? How is it ingenious? He's like, you could create a database of and identify anyone in the galaxy. Start of the Galactic Empire. That's how they cataloged everyone. That's how these chain codes. That's how Finn became. What is it? FN 2184
87.
87. That's his chain code. So that's how they started inscripting these kids into the Galactic Army. And then they get this bright idea of how to get these chain codes is by getting the ship impounded. And as they come up with it, it's like
It's not a terrible idea.
it's not a terrible idea, but it's just like at the same time, it's like when you got two dudes like back in college or something drinking, and then they come up with a great idea that they're going to drive to Hawaii that night.
And they forget that they were on
Oklahoma?
babysitting duty.
And they forget that they were in babysitting duty. And then you see Hunter yelling, "You did what?" Babysitting duty. And then all of a sudden you see the ship going away. It's been impounded. See ya. And Hunter's pissed. Like Tech's like simplest solution.
And he's like, it's fine. Everything's fine.
We'll get you. I have this under control. Wait, everything was. It's like Han. Everything's fine. We're good.
How are you?
How are you? Yeah, that's what it is. And Hunter goes, there's only one big problem. Omega's on the ship. I loved this part. And they look at each other. Oh shit. And then Omega goes, I think it's a good plan, Tech. And it's like she just has the I'm here.
I like that her hair is messy right here ever since she took off the little It makes her
Which-
kind of look like more adorable
well,
than
and
like a kid.
it shows that they're really paying attention to the animation.
Yeah.
I appreciate it.
I do too.
Next thing you know, we're at the impound yard, and they're like, clamp it down, add it to the list. We'll run its signature later. This is the problem with the troopers, with the Empire. If they would have run it then and there, end of the episode. Completely what's wrong with it. Like, what kind of ship is it? Here it is. It's a modified Omicron class attack shuttle. So
Yeah.
it is a
Sorry, go
shuttle. What were we saying?
Oh, it does have a name, apparently.
What's the name?
Havoc Marauder. Havoc
Marauder.
Marauder. I cannot say Marauder.
Mirnir? Meow meow?
Meow meow meow.
I
Havoc
can't.
meow meow.
Havoc Mjolnir.
Havoc meow meow.
Meow meow. Okay.
It's Havoc Marauder.
Hmm.
Okay, so that's the name of the ship.
Yeah, that's kind of cool. I like it.
I like it. I mean, it makes sense. Look at the clone. I love the way that the clone troopers' helmets look at the end of the war and the beginning of the Empire. Like, it's really come a long way. I really like it, though. I just like the trooper helmets. I don't know why I like stormtroopers so much. Clone
It's
troopers,
just a cool,
stormtroopers.
cool design. Just in
It
general.
is.
And iconic. I mean, we grew up with it. It's
Yeah.
and we're going
and
to pick them apart when we see them. And we're going to, drool over them when they look awesome. It's just nostalgia.
I mean, you'll drool over the end of Clone Wars season 7 at some point.
At some point, I will.
at some
At some
point,
point.
but it won't make if we could have you watch just that season, then you can be like, what the fuck just happened? Who's that?
Why is he alive?
You'd
We're
be
not going
like
to do
an
that kind of
old-
episode. You guys are going to put me through that.
You'd be like an old Jewish grandma in the theater. Who's that? Why is he there?
Why is he going up the stairs?
Oh, he just died.
He got a knife, bitch. Run.
Judith, he died. Judith, he just died. Right on this. I am dead.
Oh, I can't. Oh, it was such a shunda. I should never buy Gribbinets from Memorial. It's so chewy.
I'm so verklempt right now.
So talk amongst yourselves.
Any Jewish grandmothers listening, we apologize.
Which we know they're not.
They might be.
We
Probably not.
apologize.
We
Any complaints, please email Koda at
Koda.
Koda hateyou.com.
Oh, I hate everybody, so that's
He
accurate.
does equally.
See?
I mean, to be fair,
Oh, so he's just being nice to me to be on the show.
No,
pretty much.
Oh, okay. Well, that's cool.
I mean choices.
said.
It was the look, Kyle, wasn't it?
In the history of dramatic pauses, this ranks in the top 5.
I'll take it. You know what? You can just pretend to be my friend. I'll take pretend friends any day.
This is better than fake friends.
That's better
Wait,
than fake
hold on.
friends. Wait,
Yeah,
no.
as far as you know.
Well, frenemies. I'll take Regina George's.
It's fine. Coda can be your fake friend. Coda's my real friend.
Oh.
Oh, I thought Guyver was my real friend and you were the fake friend.
What? No. You're
We're in a friend
How,
triangle.
how do you know I didn't use you to get to Guyver?
I don't. That's the thing.
Dun,
I'm
dun,
living in a
dun.
fantasy world right now.
I need
Uh,
that
Up is
music.
down, left is right. Dogs are friends with cats. I don't know what's
Up, up,
happening.
Down, left, right, left, right. I
Yeah.
don't know anymore.
World is a contra code.
World is a cheat code.
World is a vampire.
Dun,
Dun, dun.
dun.
If you guys don't find us funny, we find us funny. And
I'm
that's
having a
what
blast.
matters.
I am too. I'm tired.
I'm
And so like
we all
So-
are though. We get this delirious tired thing. Okay,
You know,
anyway,
this steroid they got me on is messing me up right now.
I was gonna get swole.
Urgh. Just in my belly.
I
not a
named
secret.
Swole. What do you mean?
Oh, Chavo. So I like.
I Carico.
Oh, Chavo.
son of a bitch.
So I thought this was a throwback to last episode too, when they go, no wonder this is abandoned. This thing's a mess. It was the same way their room was in, their state of their room. So I
It's like
kind
they
of
live in a high school locker room, and their spaceship is also a high school locker room.
I guarantee you, you go into Wrecker's locker and his underwear that he's supposed to be, or his battle shorts that he wears, he hasn't brought home to wash, and they're
I guess what they're called?
crispy. They are now.
Adorn your battle shorts.
Batteroos.
Batteroonies.
Batteroonies. And like you could hit him up against the side of the ship and nothing happens.
It's so gross to think about.
But it was true. How many times did you bring home your gym shorts to wash?
Every week.
Hey, you're a freak and you are
Still haven't.
abnormal.
Okay, no.
Mine are,
I
I still have
20
mine,
years
and they're-
later.
Yeah, I'm using mine as paving stone right now
Mhm.
to go out in the backyard.
Use
I
mine as a
stepped on it.
spatula.
here's the thing.
Spatula.
I would use that as an excuse to go home because I would walk home and I live right next to the school, but then I wouldn't go back to school.
Not only were you that guy who washed his gym shorts, but you wouldn't go back to school.
No.
Or you washed your gym shorts.
Do you know how many times also I would call my gaming friends who like because I played a lot of like Star Wars The Old Republic.
Mhm.
I'd call my gaming
Yeah, he
friends and have like them pretend to be my dad or my mom and have them sign me out of school. And then I just walk home.
Oh, that's awesome.
Sorry, mom.
I never skipped, dude. I was the straight and narrow. I believe in
I was not.
fun with limits, fun with rules. I'm that kid.
So if you were the straight and narrow, does that make me the gay and large?
Yes.
I mean, you can be. I wasn't going to label you like that. I was going to label you the I wash my gym shorts kid.
We went that far. Where do I stand?
Wow.
What am I?
Bald and hairy?
Not totally bald. My hair's growing back. I was only
He said
completely
old,
bald
right?
because I shaved my head. That was by choice. Those were choices made by
Say it,
me.
Koda, say it.
Choices.
It wasn't a terrible choice. It just,
No, we all make choices, and that was a choice.
Oh, that's great. I'm gonna have to sound clip that choices too. They're hiding in the attic, the roof, whatever it is, the stove hold. They pop down, and I'm sorry, but I still really, really like Tech's helmet. I don't know why. I mean, it's not like battle-y, but I just really like his helmet. And I just noticed that they have those bat utility pouches too. I don't know why I've never noticed that before.
I also love the little detail of when they were up in the thing, Omega's just like under his legs, like peeking through.
Yes. Okay, so we were watching this, and right here, Kyle was pointing out, wasn't there an evil R2 unit that we saw somewhere else too?
Oh, yes.
And
well, not
I could
necessarily
not
evil.
remember, but it was a
But just-
black unit.
Just, I mean, because they're R2s. I mean, they're going to do what they do. But
That's how they're programmed.
there was a dark, a black. I remember. I think it
mean,
was in
it's the-
some weird Mandela thing, but I think I remember a dark R2 unit in further down the chronological timeline. Right.
I mean, there was the black BB-8. This guy has the same colorations as Poe's X-Wing.
So what happens here is vital to knowing if this one actually if they like kind of wedged him in here later, because he gets bonked in the head, or I guess it would be his head.
Yeah.
He gets bonked in the top, leaves a dent. And I don't know if that happening made me think that I know there's black and dark R2s later on. You see them, R2 units.
Mhm.
But now I'm thinking like I saw one with a dent in its head, and I don't know if that's because there actually was one, or if this scene made me think that, or this scene was set up to look like, oh, this is a cool little Easter egg thing. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
And
What do you
this
know,
is what
Koda?
I couldn't answer him. I didn't know.
I
'cause it sounds familiar, but I couldn't reference anything.
the only thing I can think back of like an evil astromech is the droid arc in Clone Wars, where R2 is thought to have been dead, and they got him a replacement who is like an
Wasn't there
evil
in Clone
spy.
Wars another R2 unit that R2 ended up burning? It was one of those offshoot episodes, the droid episodes.
He ended up burning an R2.
He burned
unit?
another R2 unit.
Did he?
I swear he did.
It sounds like something R2 would do.
Right. I can't remember though. It's like it's been that long since I've rewatched the entire series.
I mean, R2
Let us
is
know.
yeah.
Let us know if you guys remember, because
Yeah,
if
post it in the
between
Discord.
Koda and I, we can't remember. We know it's either not there or it's obscure. Or
Mhm.
we just don't remember.
I don't know. And if you think R2D2 is a shithead, Chopper is even worse.
Chopper's my favorite. He's
The
foul
same.
mouthed. I'm kind of hoping he survived.
He did. He had to have.
I want to see him in The Mandalorian.
That would be great, especially being voiced by Dave Filoni.
Yes. So okay, so Kyle, so
Yeah, bring me back into the fold.
he's like this put together astromech. What is he, an R? Is he an R5?
He's
R4?
like a C unit or
What
something.
is it saying? He's put together very hastily too, like with bits and pieces here and there. But every time he talks, they're like, "Whoa, whoa, 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 whoa! You can't say that." Yeah, that's exactly how it is. Like he cusses like it's, and apparently it's foul. It's super foul.
But it's in like droid speak.
Oh, completely.
Okay.
It's C110P.
So he's a C1.
Mm-hmm.
Or C11. Is it C1-10P or
C1-10P.
Okay, so he's a C1.
I think he was an ICUP.
Oh,
Oh, he's one of those iCups.
He's an ICUP.
iCup droids.
no, I get why it's called Chop now, is because it's C1-110P. The one in the dash and the other one look like an H.
H.
Chop.
Oh, that's why it's chop. I thought
That
it was
makes
because
sense.
I thought it was because he was like basically chopped up with different pieces that they
That
found.
that also makes sense.
It can mean two things.
I can see that though.
It would just be witty writing.
See, even people who read a lot of the lore have been, immersed in Star Wars. We still learn stuff every day.
Mhm.
That's what I love about Star Wars. You'll never know everything about it.
And like I'm still learning so much of things that are out there that I didn't even know because I don't actively go out and seek it. I'm just like feed it to me, you know. And maybe that's what I need to do more.
That's what he had me do Saturday with his steak.
Yeah,
I had to
just
cut it, and he's like,
feed it to me. Feed it to me, Chris.
All right, here.
You missed out.
You
That
did miss out.
that.
Koda.
Well, I'm in Utah, so like
That's a you problem.
That's a you, not us problem.
okay,
When
y'all
we
have
come to
tornadoes.
Utah, I'll let Guyver feed you.
Yeah, that's true too.
Yeah. See, I don't know. I'm weird about my food. I'm weird about going like to restaurants. Like it kind of freaks me out a little bit.
It does. Okay. Full disclosure, I still haven't been back out to a restaurant, even after getting both shots. It's the damn thing still freaks me out. We don't have family here, so that's close. So if we got sick, what would happen to our kids? I've noticed since I became a dad, that's been my biggest fear, is not so much my safety, but my kids.
I told mine if they get sick, they got to fend for themselves.
Kyle just says "fuck you."
Mhm.
That's why I
We'll
think
see who the strong one is.
fight for my love children.
Mhm.
I think that's why
Battle?
I relate. Let's go. I think that's why I relate so much right now to how Hunter and Cuts what they're feeling right now. That's where I was going with this, trying to relate this is you do it for your kids. Their safety is a lot more important than your own. And I think that's why this risk was being taken here.
I can't believe we're only halfway through the episode.
Have you listened to the rest of our podcast?
This
I
happens.
know.
This
I know it
happens.
happens. But
I
it
knew
just
what I was getting into.
well, the thing is, it doesn't feel like it's been that long either.
No. I figured we'd run a little over an hour, and we're getting. Oh no. Ooh. Well, we started late.
You have signed up for 18 more episodes.
You say it like it's a bad thing.
He's
I
so
didn't say
excited.
that was our robotic separate
Oh yeah.
intercom.
Guyverbot.
Guyverbot 2.0. Very cheap. No one likes it.
Wait till we unleash K-Sig 69,000.
69. That's the passcode to get into them. Or was it 37?
If
42.
if you did 69, he'd look like a freaking dead floppy fish.
Put that on your profile. 69. I'm a dead floppy fish.
I'm a dead floppy fish.
I was talking about your Twitch profile, dude.
Yeah, I am. That's what I knew. I knew that's what you're talking about.
Or put it on your Tinder profile and see what happens.
I don't have a Tinder.
Okay, Grinder.
Whatever.
It is. They sneak into the tower and Echo is RoboCop in the whole thing. You know, getting into everywhere. He finds the cards, the chain codes. Okay, when I thought they were talking about the chain codes, like today's society, smaller is better. You know, we're starting to move away from that. It's you know, with the bigger phones and stuff. If you remember, forever it was the smaller stuff.
Yeah.
Those chain codes were huge. I thought they were talking just like a little bitty like key tag.
Mm-mm.
These things are what would you guys say size wise these are comparable to?
Size of a
disc?
wallet.
Itself?
Well,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not like as thick as a wallet, but like the size, like this,
They're carrying around basically double stack SSDs, like double thick.
Yeah, I can see that.
It's good representation.
For those of you who don't know computers, that's hard drives.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought I had one close by actually. Would have been funny.
I thought I did.
Just like
A system.
like this.
Hold up your dog and be like, it's like this.
It's about the size of this.
About the size
Nah.
of this here.
Who wants
She's-
this puppy?
She's grumpy. She's in heat right now. So
Like my eggs.
Glad these mics are sturdy.
Yeah, hot mic, real hot mic.
Real hot mic, yeah.
Real hot mic.
smart. Do you know how many times in RP like this man has made me laugh and like I'll just like full on just like hit my mic?
I've heard it.
He's a
What the
funny
fuck
dude.
was that?
He's a funny dude.
Somebody punch something. Just don't.
Oh, like that. What was that?
Yeah, just.
Oh.
You would hear that. Yep. We got a winner.
We knew what it was.
Yes, that sound.
I didn't even hit my mic.
I know, but I've heard that sound.
Or you'll just hear me hot mic. Oh fuck.
I haven't RP'd with either of them, so I don't know, but
We'll get you
maybe
there.
it's a good time. Oh, actually, we wanted to talk to you about something later too, Koda. We'll talk about it at the end of the episode.
Okay.
I think you remember what I was talking about, RP wise.
Mhm.
Okay, so next thing you know, let's see, Hunter, and then it's the whole group, and then the one behind him is that Caitlyn Jenner. Look. Look at Cuds.
Oh, just I know. I just wasn't ready.
Doesn't it look like a dress almost top?
Does Wrecker hit his head right there?
Yes.
It does. Like a millisecond. Yeah, right
Yeah,
there.
oh,
There. And look,
I
I
didn't
love that
notice.
part.
I
Wrecker hits
laughed
his head
at
on this
that.
pole. Because he's paying attention, just looking up. But look at his eyes. Hold on, see if I can pause it just right.
He's got one good eye.
Yeah, I can imagine that they crossed though at that point.
To my
For the
record,
one eye. Yes.
I can't even
You know,
cross
did
my
the-
eyes. Man.
I can't do that.
face again.
I can't cross my eyes.
But it was worth the shot.
The only thing I can do is like super angry, sad face, where I'm just like,
I must draw you. Actually, I need to screenshot that so I can make that into one of our emojis for our channels.
Oh well, I'll go back and find it.
Yeah.
screenshot what?
Don't worry about it. You'll see.
Don't worry about it. It's fine. It's fine. You're beautiful. You're a pretty boy. They're like, hey, Tech, we're in the spaceport. What's your status? And
You know what?
Tech,
It reminds me of floppy disks.
a lot. Yeah. I was gonna say more the zip disks than the floppy.
Oh yeah. There you go. Zip disk.
Because those zip disks, those could be pretty big. 128 megs or 120 megs of power.
Mm-hmm.
Who wouldn't want that? Actually, Lily sent me a text today, and it showed someone had found an old disc 1 of like 10 for Leisure Suit Larry. It was a floppy disk.
Oh, you gotta get that. If you could get,
I'm like, I want it.
that's a must-have item.
Yes. Actually, next time you're down, I'll show you my. Got it in here somewhere. I've got the MS DOS installs on floppy.
Oh,
Never
cool.
been opened box.
That's really cool,
That's cool.
actually.
Yeah, it's history. Okay, like look where it's paused right here. You guys can't see my mouse, but look at the way the lighting's hit it. You can see all the little scrapes in Tech's helmet. You can the blaster scorches, like how they did Omega in the background. I know we keep saying how impressive this is, but it's just so damn impressive.
Yeah.
Like how far this animation's come since the Cartoon Network days.
It's about to. And later in this, it gets so much better. Even like it just seems like it's slowly, like it's just a slow progression of better animation techniques, and like by the end of the series, it's going to be live action. That's what I think.
Well, I'm still holding that they could. I've had someone tell me they think that the Bad Batch is going to be the first Dark Troopers or Death Troopers, and I'm like, well, I still think that Crosshair is going to be the first, and he is the first already. If you look at his armor, I'm hoping that the Bad Batch doesn't.
I think
like
it's just
him so
gonna.
much.
I think Crosshair would be okay, but I don't see the rest of that happening to them.
If anything, I think they're going to kill them all off by the end of the series. That's kind of where I'm going with it at this
Good
point.
season, yeah.
Seems like, yeah. I don't know. Oh no! Already, my mind is going to. I just want Hunter and Omega to at least survive, so they can go off and do father-daughter adventures in La La Land.
Yeah, I'm kind of rooting for that too. I think that would be really cool. But the thing, I don't want any of them to die. I'm vested. I'm vested in all of these clones. So, what are you gonna do? Next, they're like, "Hey, we're out of time. You need to get us those chips." I think that's where we are. Yeah. They're like, "I can slip through security unnoticed and deliver the disc to you momentarily." And then all of a sudden, the comms are chattering, the alarms are going off, and what do we see here? We see a whole mess load of the clone troopers
Mm-hmm.
coming to the ship, and they're like, "We can't get you the codes at this point. Sorry." And they're like, we can't get tied up in this blaster fight. They're going to lock down the whole port. I didn't even think about that. They're not going anywhere. So from there, they're still encrypting the discs.
Mm-hmm.
And then they're like, "Where's Omega?" And of course, you knew Omega was looking at him. She grabbed the discs and she ran out there. She's a brave little girl.
Yeah.
So she is. She really is a brave little girl. Next we see
Curious
Group.
too.
Yeah, Curious. What? She's almost. She's almost like a newborn who just doesn't know anything about the world, but she does. She knows a lot about different things. Like she was healing. Um, who was it? She was healing that got hurt.
Echo.
Wrecker or Echo. That's right. So I don't know. I don't know what to think about her.
What if you just randomly see her doing some form of clone force healing at some point? That'd
She
break
calls-
Koda's brain.
She's like, no, it's clone chi. It's
Clone
fine."
chi.
I'm gonna say this now. I've always hated the concept of force healing. I've hated it. Always.
Really?
It just seems like such an easy out for things.
Yeah. Well, I could see it though for like doctors.
Yeah.
Doctor Jedi.
But not like an
Dr. Lady?
instant thing. Like it would be something that would like take time to do, you know?
It just increases your body's natural healing.
Mm-hmm.
So next thing we know, basically, Echo's trying to get the boot off, and this trooper runs up to him and asks him what he's doing, and did he shoot him already? He did, didn't he? That's where they all came. They're going towards him, and then Omega's trying to sneak through this and hits the R2 unit, and it starts going nuts. And here's the part where Kyle said that Wrecker hits it in the head, and it's got that big dent in it. So if you all can think of any sort of R2 unit that looks like Poe Dameron's X-Wing, the black with the yellow, or excuse me, orange. It's got a big dent over on the, what is that, left side?
Yeah,
Let us
maybe.
know. If you're facing out, if you're looking at them, it'd be right. Koda couldn't help us on this one.
You guys keep
don't
talking.
know.
I'm gonna look.
Okay.
Okay.
It's R2Q5, I think is what it looks like it may have been.
And Wrecker makes a joke that hits the spot. Like, Wrecker, we could use some help. And Wrecker trusts her with the codes. Like, hey, they're waiting for you. Go. And Wrecker, I think, is kind of like a older brother to her almost.
I was getting like uncle vibes.
You think so?
I don't know. With my nieces and nephews, I always get them into trouble.
Okay, so we'll go with the uncle vibe then.
That's fair.
We'll go
I don't know.
uncle
I
vibe.
can also see like brother. You know,
It's hard to see right now being episode 2. But I could see the uncle. If we're saying that Hunter is the father figure, Wrecker's his brother, he'd be an uncle.
mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So Wrecker does a magic trick. Says, in this hand, I knew where he was going with this.
It reminds me of Zeb.
Oh, it does. When they then clonks all their heads together, their helmets. Yeah, it does remind me of Zeb. Who is Zeb? For those of, because 99% of the people listening to this aren't going to know who Zeb is.
Yeah. So Zeb is, what is his species name? It was the original design for a Wookiee.
Right, hold on.
Lasat. He appears in Star Wars Rebels. He was Lasan honor guard who uses a bow staff, which is a really cool weapon that is like a rifle, like electro staff type thing, all in one. And
Wookiees had their bowcasters. These guys had their
bow
staffs.
staffs.
Yeah, the bow staffs. And
I think they're called a bow rifle.
bow rifle. He was the last of his species too, wasn't he? Isn't that established?
So he thought, but it's later revealed that he's not,
So
which
that
was cute.
which is cute because it would suck to think that you're the last.
Hmm.
So we're getting down to the big fight scene, which we knew was coming. And they're getting awfully close to the front of this line, and they're like, Omega's on her way. And then, Cutter's like, something's wrong. We got to go. And of course, they do the same thing when the troopers go by. They put their heads to the side. They didn't have any fruit this time.
Mm.
And then I don't know if you guys caught this
Their
part.
efforts were fruitless.
The fruitlets. Wah, wah.
They Melu run. Ah,
Ah! Do it again.
what?
You missed it.
Oh, there's a cooldown.
Yeah. All right, and you saw where the trooper goes, all right, move along. They're already starting to move along now.
Move along.
Move
We're
along.
already moving along. We can't move along anymore.
Move along.
Like, we have to find another way, and there's Omega. She's like, I'm here. Here you go. I can't help but not like Omega. I really can't. I'm really digging her character.
Oh,
She's
I
like,
love her
you-
character.
So
Same.
like, Tech made a mistake. He made 5 instead of 4. And it's like, you didn't tell her yet? He's like, come here. No. And he tells her, the extra chain code's for you. I mean, what do you guys think she was feeling at this point?
Let down, disappointed, sadness.
Unwanted.
All the above.
Mhm.
She's basically telling him, I want to stay with you. And Trooper's like, hold the line. He's like, this is for your own good. Like, go Yeller. Go. You're not wanted here anymore.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just very sad scene, emotional scene. And like I said, this episode hits you in your feels for a lot of reasons. That was one of them for me. And this part got me too, where they put the chain codes inside the drawer. He's checking all of them, and he's just looking at them while they're kind of just looking nervous.
Also, that little booth he's in, same style of booth for the recruit from Solo, a Star Wars story.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yep. Good call.
I knew I'd seen it before and it was bugging me.
Yeah, me too.
Where they give him the coaxium.
Yep. And then they betray them. Then they're standing there while they're checking, and then the clone troopers sitting there, and then another one comes up, and they're just staring them down. And Sue goes a little closer, and then the device beeps, and then the trooper kind of tilts his head. I swore at that part that they were going to get him. I swore at that part. I mean, Koda, what were you going through?
It was kind of anxious for me because I'm like, oh my god, he's like, these are clones. They're gonna see, like, they're gonna know, like, they've seen that face 1,000 times. Like, how would you not know that it's just a clone wearing a hat?
Yeah.
It's
like Clark Kent. I'm wearing glasses.
Yes, I just had an image of like one of them like showing up to try to sneak through with like a Groucho like nose and mustache.
Nose,
like a sombrero.
Yes,
and a sombrero. Yeah, you see, we need on this transport. See, man.
Wait, hey, aren't you Cuts? No, I am Senor Cuts.
Senor Cut.
Buenos ding dong diddly dios, senor.
Me gusta el queso.
Donde está el baño?
La biblioteca en mi pantalones es muy bonito y muy grande.
Whatever is in your pants is very large. Is that what you
Library in my
said?
the library in my pants is very large and beautiful.
Oh.
The noise from Zach in the background.
That's what she said. Woo!
Sorry about that. He doesn't know how to not yell when he has noise canceling headphones on.
Well, they can't. Yeah, because he can't hear the noise because it's canceled.
Yeah, because he canceled. Then the trooper tells him, you're clear, go through, which was cool. I thought something was going to happen at this point, that they were going to catch him. We have the obligatory look back from Omega.
I love Sue's role.
She's a great character, supporting character. You mean like as the matriarch?
Kind of like as matriarch, like, I'm not mad at you because I know you know what you have to do or what you want to do.
Right.
Rather than the mom like, don't you dare.
Yeah. Well, the whole family's like that, if you notice, though. Even Cuts.
Are you paying attention? He's not just shooting them to shoot them.
No,
he's
not.
aiming for their weapons.
Yep. Thank you for pointing that out. He's right. Who? You mean Tech?
Hunter. Any of them. I don't know about Wrecker, but and
then they killed one.
And then they killed one.
And then they killed one.
Anticlimactically.
Yeah, and then Echo can't get the boot off, and then
oh no, it looks like they're shooting them, but they're aiming for their hands and weapons. So like,
yeah, they are, because he got down. Now he's back up. Echo was having trouble with the boot. Wrecker goes move and just manhandles the shit out of it.
But if you notice, when she gets caught, he just starts shooting them wherever. Look.
Yep. Oh yeah. Oh, he shot him in the face.
In the face.
In the face. Yeah.
Except for the one dude, he shot him in the leg and then in the arm. But like,
boom, boom. Okay, there's the arm. It's unbelievable, their accuracy, considering that a stormtrooper couldn't hit anything.
Well, they're better than that.
Yeah, they're clone troopers at this point. Then they're like, we need, that's when here's where they were starting to go. You look familiar. Like, hey, they need reinforcements. Okay, we're going. Move along. Move along.
I just got another legendary on that.
it's the isn't that the ship from like Star Tours or something like that?
The one that
Also the
use?
same shuttle.
It
Yeah, the same shuttle ship as well from Rebels.
Yeah. That's definitely the shuttle ship, but I didn't think of that. That looks like the one from Star Tours. I think that's just a shuttle.
It might be
Just a jet public transportation shuttle,
Mm-hmm.
which would make sense then. They get away. The Bad Batch gets in the
Well,
ship.
the game was made in Origin.
They get away.
Mm-hmm.
And then I loved this part here, how Wrecker is, he's curling the ammo droid, recharge droid, just doing curls with him.
He's curling a gonk droid.
Just
Like-
What'd you call it, Koda?
It's a gonk. Oh, no, wait, is it? No, gonk droids are the little ones, right?
those are the little ones. These are the ammo refill droids. They're the ammunition droids.
Oh yeah, from Battlefront 2.
Yeah.
Old school Battlefront 2.
Old school. These are the ones that you'd wonder, because they're full of, recharge for their guns and stuff and everything else. But they're so damn slow, because Kyle called them, he's like, I just thought they were trash can droids. I'm like, you're not wrong. They just don't move very well.
What they look like.
But yeah, he's just sitting there doing curls with them.
They also don't move very well because, like in the original trilogy, the person that had to fit inside of them couldn't hardly walk.
And which is why they made it canon. You see Omega there. You know, they knew Omega was there.
Just hit quit screen. If you want to do your
And Omega just came like a little, like a kid, but not a kid. I have a lot to learn. I made mistakes. You know, don't get rid of me. I left Camino with you. I want to be here. This is where she finally admits her feelings. And Hunter, you see that kind of breakdown, that soldier breakdown. It's like, I got a lot to learn too.
Can we also just like appreciate the music?
Yes.
What do you mean, bro? That's not what's up
Like-
with Mars.
Music, okay, music really makes these shows too.
Oh,
The music through everything's great. Like I can't think of a piece of any, like I don't pay attention to a lot of it, so there may be some that I've missed. I can't think of a piece of music that I've heard played in the background of even some of my lesser favorite movies and scenes and things where I was like, oh, that's terrible. That doesn't fit. Like it all works to me. Koda may have a differing opinion. I know he's probably got a couple
your
of these
opinion,
like,
Koda?
I don't like that.
See, I don't know. The Kevin Kiner, the guy that has done like the Clone Wars and Rebels,
Mm-hmm.
he's just so phenomenal at what he does. And I can't say for other shows because there's some shows where they're like playing like a random ass song, and I'm like, why?
Right.
Like, why play that one? Like, is it for just the lyrics or like the sound doesn't
Talking
fit?
about other shows outside of the Star Wars universe,
Mhm.
right? Okay.
But then there's also like certain moments in Star Wars where I'm like, why did they play that music cue? It doesn't fit. But then there's other ones that you're just like
Mind blown.
when you pay attention, like Clone Wars season 7, for example.
Yes. Very father-daughter moment here. Like Curly Sue moment. And that ends the episode.
The end.
The end. Okay, what direction do we think that we're gonna go from here?
Forward.
Rex.
Okay, I like the way you're thinking.
I think they're gonna meet up with Rex.
Next episode or the next couple?
Next couple. I don't know if it'll be directly next, but I think the next couple episodes they're definitely gonna meet up with Rex.
Well, I agree because
And-
I think that they're gonna search for him actively.
Because here's my theory kind of now is they need to find Rex because Rex is looking for stuff about the inhibitor chips,
Mhm.
and they're going to find out that you can remove said inhibitor chips, and they want to find Crosshair and remove his inhibitor chip.
Well, and they also
Okay.
know that besides Cuts, Rex is the only other clone that they know of that has escaped this fate.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, having a messy desktop is okay. We don't judge it.
So I will judge you. I will judge you.
Yeah. No, I literally, hey, my desktop is like very, like, I don't know if y'all heard that, but like my desktop is very like unorganized. I literally have a folder on my desktop that's desktop shit. That like when my desktop gets cluttered, I'll just drag everything
I've got
into
one of those
that
too. It just says
folder.
desktop.
Yeah.
If you ever want to find Koda and Kyle's bank records, go to the desktop folder under desktop, subtitled desktop, 19 folders deep desktop.
Yeah. It'd be easy to like, yeah.
This is
Yeah.
not an open invitation. for
Frank's
everyone.
golf shots. Or
Please don't.
So I agree with you. Kyle, where do you think they're going to go with this show? As someone who has never watched the Clone Wars.
Well,
watched
now
32
the Koda's
episodes.
got in my head. I didn't even consider them trying to take out Crosshair's chip. I just thought there was going to be this separation from them, but it makes sense with how close they are, and so I was kind of clueless-ish going, thinking like, okay, well, because I don't know where they're going to go next, but I like Koda's plan. Like that's going to be the big arc of it. Is in the end they're going to try to take his chip out and probably fail.
Because it could kill him.
Oh.
It's killed clones in the past inadvertently.
Oh,
So,
wow.
I mean, yeah.
I'm one big fan away from Silver One.
Guyver, what about you?
I've been thinking about that, about where it's gonna go. I'm actually throwing out my original thought of where they went because I like where the direction that you went with it, and I'm gonna go with that. They're gonna go for Rex. Rex is gonna hold some sort of key to all this.
What a good
hmm
shot.
I think that they're gonna meet up with Ahsoka at some point
I've been saying that. Okay.
because we know she survives up through Rebels. She's one of the few Jedi that they know that they're gonna be able to trust.
And she knows about the inhibitor chips.
And she knows about the inhibitor chip. So I bet that they're going to meet up with her. They've already said there's going to be a season 2 for Bad Batch.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't think they're going to kill them all at the end of 18.
Yeah, that wouldn't make any sense.
I don't think this is going to be a short run series either. I
don't
think
either.
there's going to be at least 4+ seasons.
I think they're going to go to at least 3 before they make any more judgment calls on that because they're going to see how it goes. But based off of the fan reactions, I think I agree. It's going to be a long running series.
Yeah.
So that's where I think they're going right now. I think it's just way too early to make any place your bets. I mean, you can place them now, but I think it's too early to say where the finish line is.
I mean, that's fair. I mean, a lot of people were hesitant about the Mandalorian because they thought they were gonna ruin the Mandalorian like
Oh, they made it so
name,
much better.
and they
It's
just
so yeah.
it's a lot better.
They brought back Boba. I didn't think
That
we'd
was
ever
great.
see that.
And Luke
And Luke.
and Ahsoka into live action.
And you know what? Again, spoilers. If you guys haven't watched Mandalorian yet,
Do
too
it.
bad. You're behind. Like we tried to tell you we don't like spoilers, but if you haven't watched The Mandalorian by now, you're
You need to go back and watch
You're-
that. I
yeah, you
loved
need to
it.
go.
You're
Where are
7
you?
months behind.
Who are you? Who are you?
Who are we?
Who the hell do you think you are?
Hey, get out of here!
Oh my God, Danny DeVito, I love your work.
But no, I
I like the direction you're going with it. I agree.
also feel like this isn't the only animated series that we're gonna be getting from
No.
Lucasfilm. There's got to be something else going on.
I hope at some point we see Dash Rendar. And
We saw his ship.
We saw his ship. We saw the Outrider,
Uh,
Runner.
well, we saw the same type of ship. I don't know if that was actually his ship.
I'm gonna because I want it to be. I'm gonna say it is.
In your head canon, it's his ship.
It's his ship. Which means it's
The old
canon.
head cannon.
So that's what I want. Like, I want to really see an animated Tales from Jabba's Palace, the book series, like the
Mhm.
bounty hunters. I want to see stuff about all the different bounty hunters around the galaxy, because this, they've always been big, but the time of the Empire is when they really shone, because the Empire utilized the bounty hunters a lot.
Which is
So-
something that the Republic never did.
They called them bounty hunter scum.
Yep. And like even the separatists really didn't use bounty hunters, only like the dark, corrupt political figures behind the scenes did.
And even then, they didn't like to do it.
No. So most of the time they're like, we'll just do it ourselves. Like,
Right.
psh,
And I'm okay. A lot of people hated on it. I loved Solo. I really did.
I like
hope
I
Solo
thought it
too.
was great.
I hope we get. It was supposed to be a trilogy. I hope that they finish it up. But
I think they will with the Lando series.
the Lando. I'm excited about the Lando. I mean, what? Okay, and was it really a surprise that we hear that Lando is pansexual? Did anyone really? Was anyone really? Like,
No, not really.
What?
I just kind of always figured that he was a little gay somewhere. Like he's such a flirt.
Yeah.
He always he to me it always seemed like he was like flirting with Han Solo.
Well, now that
Yeah.
you mention it,
You
yeah.
know?
Yeah. I
Like
can see that. he flirts with everything though. Like if you remember Solo, he was flirting with those beast creatures, aliens, whatever they were.
except for except for Darth Vader.
Yeah, I think Darth rejected him.
Darth Daddy.
Darth Daddy, Darth Daddy.
But no, I'm excited.
I am too.
There's
So- With that, we've held you guys captive for 2 hours on a 30-minute show or 33-minute.
Yeah.
So, like normal for our Nerkies. Koda will join us again when we record episode 3. If you want to keep coming back, you're welcome to. We
You're
plan on
stuck
having
with
you
me.
here. Oh, good. Our Star Wart is with us for the rest of the time. We're stuck with him, Koda.
Yes.
We love having Koda here. He's great. But seriously, guys, thank you for sticking with us. This will be episode 29.
Dang, we've done that many.
Yeah, we haven't been around that long, and we're on this will be episode 29.
Took you 27 episodes before you let me come on here. Damn.
We want to
I'm
work out all the
hurt.
bugs
We
and
wanted
get
to
the
work out
timing thing down, get everything
all the
lined up.
bugs.
Yeah, it was by design.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we wanted to have you have a glorious entrance into the
Uh-huh.
this.
Okay.
it- we-
Mm-hmm.
That's our story. That's our show. That's what we're saying. Damn it.
That's what
It's
we're
law.
sticking to it.
So with that, this has been EGTN Nerkie of the Bad Batch. I'm Chris.
And I'm Kyle. Thank you guys for sticking with us as long as you did. Wherever you are, good morning, good night, good evening, and be good
Yep.
to each other.
And thank you, Koda. I
thank
thought
you,
were gonna
Koda.
Yeah, thank you,
Yes.
Koda, for joining us. This
Yeah.
is
You're
Koda.
welcome. Thank you for letting me join you again. Even though
a pleasure.
we're all like blah, 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 blah.
We're all over, and that's just going to be it.
Yeah, it's okay.
That's the format of this show. So with that,
Yeah.
we'll see you later.
See ya.
Bye.
Toodles.
Nerdcore could rise up. It could get elevated. Nerdcore could rise up. It could get elevated. Nerdcore used to be just a made up word. MCs shied away.